What's up, guys? Today we are playing Epic 7 and we have an expedition for you on the Dagger Sicar tree. Now today we're doing the green boss, Earth, and it's Blooming Snag Lich. First character we're going to talk about today is our knight. Now I'm going to use Adventurer Ras because I have him built and he works just fine for this expedition. I have him in Aureus, which is a great all-around artifact. It will help your back character stay alive, and it gives him more defense. I keep him on this all the time, and he does great. In fact, I think I have 3 or 4 maxed out copies, and then I just keep them on my knights that I like to use to mitigate damage. I have him at plus 15, and he's at a skill tree 30, which I think is necessary. He is on a SSS imprint, but as you can see, I don't have his concentration because I do want him to keep his team alive, and I don't really need that extra hit points on him, even though it would give him a boost. You want him as a standard knight build. He's going to be something around 1200 or more defense, something around 22k or more health, and then you can run him quite fast. Yeah, I think that you should put him at above 200, up to 230, but I really wouldn't invest more than 230 unless you're using him for RTA, which of course I don't. Next thing is you want to have at least 85 effectiveness. This is because the boss has 100 effect resist, and so we need to have 85 to take it down to a 15% chance to miss. As you know, we can't go further than that, so 85 is the most that you really need. If you're going to use them for Abyss, and I do recommend it, you would need a little bit more effectiveness for some of the bosses. I keep him at 96 because this is how my gear rolled out. But this is a really good build. You won't need him on immunity for this fight, but again, immunity does help when you get to Abyss. Now, what's Ras going to do? Well, we're going to want him mostly for his S2. So, one, he has an AoE, which is great, because we're going to try and burn down the crystal and keep that mitigation debuff up all the time so that the boss doesn't burn us down. The second thing is he's going to have a dual attack. This will give him a chance of defense break, but also we're going to bring our attacker to dual attack on the boss and get more damage. As sort of a third, consideration, he also removes buffs on his S1, which doesn't really help in this fight, but it might if he takes off that attack buff from the boss so he does less damage. Now, as an alternative, you could use Cecilia. As you can see, I don't have her built. She's going to be great as well because she provides immunity to the allies and a barrier for herself so she won't get killed. Somewhere around here, she has a decreased defense as well, which will be pretty good. Let's see, it's right here. So she'll have a 50% chance of defense break on her S1, and this is going to help you to do more damage, as you can see, 70%. Now Ras has a little bit better defense break, I think it's 75 on his S2, so she'll be able to defense break more often, but her percent chance is less. Next up, we're going to be talking about our healer. Now, this is going to be a standard fight, and so I'm going to use Knight, Healer, Debuffer, and then Attacker. So at this point, we're on our Healer. This is an old Tamarinne build. I should update her, but it's a lot of work. I have a lot of stuff to do on unequipped weekends, and so I just haven't done it. What you want her on is same thing as your other Soul Weavers. Some defense, some HP, some speed. Similar speed, I think, to Ras. You want something that's 200 to 220 should be fine. I have her on 238. That's because I used to use her in PvP and I don't anymore. You want her to have something like 85% effectiveness if you're going to be using her to debuff. Now, I'm not using her to debuff in this fight, but that will help if the boss gets that attack buff and you can help take it off. This will also help in other fights as well, where, of course, mine doesn't remove their buffs, but it would be a really good thing if she did. You don't really need effect resist, but if you could, 100 effect resist will be just fine. This will help you in the dark expedition if you use her for that. I have her on a +8 because I did not finish out her S1. Maybe if you're using her in PvP, this extra damage, extra 500,000 damage might be really useful to you. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and save the Mulagora. I have her on Potion because I use her for Hell Raid. I'm going to keep her on this. There's some other artifacts that you might be able to use to boost your damage if you want to do, some more damage or help your team. But I'm just going to stick her on this. Next up, we're going to be using Tenebria. Now, Tenebria's OG. I love all her one-liners. People, when they love Tenebria, they love Tenebria. Now, for me, I don't really use her for anything except for this expedition. She's got great art, so not a bad thing to look at if this is your style. As you can see, she's only on +3, and that comes from Friendship level 10. Level 10. So I put it into her S3 to get the turn 1 down. So what do we want from her? We want her to decrease defense for the boss, which will help us to do more damage. We also want her to decrease speed. Now, when you're going into the Earth Lich, the blooming plant guy, we cannot increase our combat readiness. So Tenebria is going to help us slow the boss down, and that will give us more turns and more chances to do that damage. Really? I mean, she's on. This is level 70. Some of you guys have never even used level 70 gear. This stuff is old. She is on basically leftover stuff. I just don't use her, but she's going to do great. You want her at something about 180 to 182 speed. Mine's a little too fast. What happens is, at 185, occasionally you will cut the boss on the first turn, and you'll defense break, and then, automatically that two-turn defense break turns into a one-turn defense break because the boss goes right after you. If you lower her speed just a little bit, then you'll be able to do the defense break, and then your attackers will come in next, and you'll get that full 2-turn rotation. We want her on 85 effectiveness. Everything else doesn't really matter. Now, having said that, you can get some good damage out of her. Take her up 3,000, 3,500. She doesn't need a lot of speed. 85% crit chance, and then get to 300 crit damage, and she'll give you some boost in damage. She does have an exclusive equipment. I don't have it, but let's go ahead and take a look. It does give effectiveness, which will help you to reach that 85% mark. Now, we don't need her to dispel a buff, and we don't have sleep on expedition bosses. So your best bet is to go with a Nightmare 1-turn cooldown. What this will do is it'll turn your 4-turn cooldown into a 3. So your rotation will be to decrease defense, then come in and decrease speed. You'll get one more turn of her S1, and then boom, you're going to decrease defense again, and this will help you keep that defense break cycle up. As an alternative, you could use Baal Sazan. He's around here somewhere. I got him a while ago and never really used him, but he's going to be doing pretty much the same thing. He's going to have a decreased defense on his S somewhere. I bet you have to awaken him. There it is. His S3 will give you defense break and a speed break, 65%, and that will max out at 75-85 chance. So it's the same chance, but it's on one skill instead of on 2 skills. So this this S2 is just going to be a attack that AoEs and helps you to get down the crystal. I find him to be creepy. It's a weird character. I don't want to use him, to be honest. I got him. If Smilegate just dropped a whole bunch of imprints, maybe I would use him. But this is a weird character. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to see him. I'm just going to pretend he doesn't exist. Now our last character is going to be Damage. So for this one, we're going to use Bomb Model. You get her from Connections. She does have a banner if you want to give her a lot of imprints. I got her at SS, and this is just from the elemental summons. Like, they keep giving me Bomb Model. Cool, I'm going to use her, and this is what I use her for. She's at a plus 15, and I have her on Rosa. This is because we have Ras, who's going to be bringing her as a dual chance, and we have Tamarinne, who's going to bring her as a dual chance. She gets most of her damage from her S1, so we're really going to be boosting that damage with Rosa. So what do we want from her? Because she's mostly damage, you're going to want her to be at 3,000 to 3,500 or more attack. I think 207 is too fast. At 180, she'll be able to do more damage, and she won't get her buffs canceled on turn 1. If you just go in and hit auto, she's going to use her S3, she's going to increase her attack, increase her speed, and then the boss is going to remove it right away. So this sucks. This sucks. At 207, you need to do a manual S1 before the boss goes, and that way she doesn't get her debuffs removed, or her buffs removed, right? So I think 180, 182 is going to be good. More attack. I have her on speed boots, and that's why she's too fast. If I had a pair of attack boots, then I'd get her on that, and she'll do a lot better. You want 85% crit, and then as much crit damage as you can. Especially when you put her on attack boots, she's going to be doing 50, 60, 1,000 damage, even without rage set. Now, of course, if I had a rage set for all my guys, let's go in there. Let's put her on rage set. We'll just start burning the boss down. But I don't have it, and this is going to be good enough, okay? The reason that we're bringing her is because of her S1. She hits 2 enemies. So you want to continually burn down the crystal. That's the add on this expedition, and that will allow you to gain the buff so that when the boss has an S3, that she won't have the debuff, and then she won't get smoked. No matter how you do it, no matter what guys you use, Model Kanna, she is going to enable you that freedom to destroy the crystal over and over and over again and not worry about when the boss has an S3. And that is what we're going to use her for. So now that we have our team, let's get into the expedition and burn this boss down.
Yes!
Son of light, burn!
I guess it's Nana's turn. Here comes the grand finale! Let us meet again on the other side of terror. Go away.
I hope you're ready.
Cute. I want to torment you. Yep. Go away. Bombs away. Oops. Did I forget to ask first?
Help!
So weak. Listen. To my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine. Now, it's time to go to sleep.
No destiny can stop me!
Here! Nana's on her way! Huh? Weep and wail.
This won't be an easy fight.
Did you call? Shine free! I'm gonna be in so much trouble after this. Oh, well.
Yeah!
Hello? Oh, wait!
Here!
A nightmare. Especially for you. Go away.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
Listen to my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine. Cute. I want to torment you. I guess it's Nana's turn. Here comes the grand finale.
Take this!
Nana's on her way. Together. So weak. Ha!
Yeah!
Shine free. Not enough? Let us meet again on the other side of terror. Hello? Now.
Help!
Nana's on her way. Bombs away. Oops. Did I forget to ask first? Weep and wail. Go away.
Son of light! Burn!
Listen to my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine.
I hope you're ready.
Convert.